Welcome to A Course in Business Miracles. This is Heather Dominic, creator of BusinessMiracles.com and founder and leader of the highly sensitive entrepreneur movement. Join me today for some genuine practical assistance and a business-altering and life-changing experience, a business miracle. This is A Course in Business Miracles, episode number 58. HSE feature with Caren Osborne. Welcome to this Business Miracles HSE feature episode. I am just really thrilled to be featuring Caren Osborne as a member of the Business Miracles community and as a highly sensitive entrepreneur. Caren, aside from being a valued member of the Business Miracles community, is the founder of Memory Lane Photo Solutions. As a personal photo organizer, Caren has a passion for helping people preserve, protect, and share their photos, printed and digital, and the stories that go with those photos into custom legacy photo books. Caren started creating scrapbooks and photo albums when she was in high school and has been dubbed the family photo historian by her mother and her sister. Today, she works primarily with baby boomers and seniors to assist them with organizing their printed photos, scanning them, and creating custom family history and special occasion photo books. Caren is committed to serving her clients and providing excellent customer service. Her greatest joy is making her clients happy and sharing in their delight, knowing that their photos are available to enjoy with family and friends. Yet, you will want to listen in as I talk with Caren to hear how she went from being stressed out and overwhelmed working full-time as a corporate project manager while also trying to grow her business, mentoring programs, increasing her business income by over 50%. It is such an honor to be a part of her HSE journey, and I am just so pleased to be sharing this episode with you today. Welcome, Caren. Welcome to the Business Miracles podcast. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm so excited to be featuring you as a successful, highly sensitive entrepreneur. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Heather. I'm very excited to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, I always love when I have the opportunity to connect with you more deeply, and I'm so excited to be connecting with you in this way. And so I would love for you to just start by, bringing listeners in to the beginning of our journey when you and I first connected and when you first discovered that you were a highly sensitive entrepreneur. When was that and what was that like?
Okay, well, this was back in, I think it was December of 2016, and I was working with another coach. He was more financial coaching for my business, and he actually had you as a guest on one of his weekly calls with the other members of the community. And I listened to everything you said and like, oh my gosh, that just sounds like me, everything that I was going through. And at the end of that call, you invited us all onto a webinar that you were having in January. And I immediately hung up the phone and called and reserved my spot. And so that was the start of everything. That was in January of 2018. No, 2017.
Yeah.
2017.
2017. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're in the Business Miracles Elite Mentoring Program, and as you just shared, you've been a member of the Business Miracles community since January 2017, and you have gone through such an incredible transformation, but especially that first year that you were part of the mentoring programs, that literally that January 2017 till December 2017. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about that, where you were when you first entered the mentoring programs, and what happened that year and where you are now.
Okay, well, when I first entered the program, I was working full-time as a project manager for a software vendor and trying to work my business part-time. And I was really stressed and overwhelmed. And my husband and I had decided together that by the end of 2017, I was going to retire from that corporate position. And like I said, I found your program, and I actually started in the 6-month program first.
Yep.
And that just was an amazing transformation for me, because I had never been in business for myself. I have no family members who had been in business for themselves, and I had no role models to map myself again. And with the program, the 6-month program, I got all the tools and your teachings and the support of the online community and the coaches to really start my business going. I had also moved 40 hours a week in my corporate position down to 32, so I could really start working through the program and really building my business. And as a result of that, I did actually retire from the corporate world. I'm a corporate refugee as of December 31st, 2017.
Yep. Yes, I know you did.
And I could not have done it without the support and the teachings, especially from the 6-month program. It just laid the foundation for what I really needed. And I so appreciated all of that.
I love that. I actually so appreciate that you really spoke to that value of the Business Miracles 6-month mentoring program. It really, truly is meant to be laying the foundation. And it's why, the teachings that I share in that program are foundational principle trainings. And I'm always emphasizing for the HSEs in the Business Miracles community, no matter what mentoring program you're a part of, the importance of going back to those foundational principle trainings. So I love hearing that was really, truly, what you experienced. And I remember so clearly when you stepped into your business full time and, stepped away from the corporate world. And it's really been remarkable, what has occurred since then. Do you want to speak to, or I should say, would you be willing to speak to the business growth since then?
Yes. Well, being in my business full time in 2018, my income actually grew by over 50%. And I'm happy to say that now that my taxes for 2018 have been filed, it was the first year I didn't owe any money. But it was just really, like I said, it was very transformational. I am a member of the Association of Professional Photo Organizers, and I have been for the last 10 years. And I attended a lot of their business building trainings, and I tried working with a few coaches who had introduced themselves at those different conferences. But it never seemed to be a right fit, and I couldn't understand why. And then after going into your program, I realized, they were all 80%ers. They're not HSEs.
Right.
And that's why I couldn't relate to them. And the program, when I realized, I am highly sensitive and I need the support of other people like me, it really helped turn me around. And I can honestly say that if it wasn't for, actually, I want to step back. So I went through the 6-month program, but in May of that first year, I went to my first training retreat. Yeah. And when I found out about because I kept wondering, what's going to happen after the 6 months? And I found out about the year-long program. And I said, oh my gosh, I need that. And I just immediately jumped into the elite program because I wanted to have that extra accountability and guidance from yourself and from the coaches. And it just made a tremendous amount of difference for me.
It really has. Yeah, it's been so beautiful to, again, watch your transformation and be a really active part of your transformation. And so significant that your, business income has grown over 50% from previous years. And I love always hearing about tax season and making it through that as an HSE. So that's always really great too. But the other thing that's always so remarkable to me about your journey so far is that you've really experienced some significant life changes in this time as well. I mean, we've talked about your retirement from corporate, but you also have become a grandmother. Like, haven't we had, forgive me, but I think 2 newborns since you've been a part of the Business Miracles community, right? It's
right,
amazing.
Yes.
And I know that you've really done a beautiful job of navigating, being in your business and then traveling, to see your grandchildren and be a part of their entrance into the world. And I so significantly remember a private mentor call you and I had when we kind of like really hit on the important factor that though you were in business and no longer in corporate, and though you wanted to be available, for your children and grandchildren, that you actually were not retired, that you instead were a business owner. So would you talk about that a little bit, about how like that shift in perception, really made a difference for you?
Yes. So up until that point, my daughter, even though she works part-time now, but she assumed, okay, mom's retired, so she can come out and help me take care of the kids anytime, even though I had to fly all the way to Arizona to do it. And I realized that it was impacting my time, both building my business, marketing my business, and working with my clients. And I was starting to fall behind on my client work. And that private mentoring call that we had, because I remember you asking me, you said to me, "Are you retired, Caren?" And I said, "No, I'm not retired. I have a business." Right. I have something I'm supposed to be doing. I'm working. Yes. I mean, the nice part is that now I can schedule my time so that I can fit in the things that I want to, but I have to make sure that I'm working in my business and making the time to do that so I can be successful. Yeah.
Exactly. And that is where I know that you've shared with me that, one of the Business Miracles tools that I teach that's really made a difference for you is the 30-day plan for HSEs and that HSE, 1/3 rule of time, where I teach about time off, on, and in. So I'd love for you to talk just a little bit more about that, because you were a project manager in corporate, right? But being self-employed is so different. So I'd love for you to share just, what has transformed, and, we're always still in process, but what has transformed for you about the way that you do relate with time now, so that there can be enough for you, your business, your family, et cetera? What has that been like?
Yeah, so it's really interesting, because as a project manager, I was really good at putting together detailed project plans with tasks laid out and due dates and all that kind of stuff. But I also realized that I was not in control of my time. I was very reactive to both the clients for the company that I was working with and my management. And so I was very, very reactive. And I realized that as an entrepreneur, I can't be that way. I mean, I remember you talking to me at one point, I was bowing to that email icon all the time.
Right.
And I had to, I had to just shut it off. And I keep going back to that foundational principle number 2, I think, where it talks about being friends with time, because that's so important as an entrepreneur. And yes, I still continue to struggle with it, but I'm so much better with managing and prioritizing my time and deciding what's more important. And I mean, I thought at the beginning I just needed to go out and network and connect with people all the time, but that's what my calendar was getting filled up with. And I said, now I need to block that time and say, okay, if I'm going to be doing connections and I'm going to be doing networking, I'm going to be doing it on this day. And on this other day is when I might be working on other marketing, social media. And on this time is working in my business, working on my client projects. And I'm no longer being reactive. I'm trying to be proactive.
Yes. And it's really been fantastic, again, really seeing this shift for you. And I really appreciate that you spoke to prioritization, because that's really what we're talking about. And as HSEs, where our system can just get so overstimulated by taking in literally stimulation, and scheduling is absolutely stimulating. So it can become very overwhelming and confusing about what to focus on, when and where. And so really that is so much of the key, is continuously discerning and also using your intuition, one of our HSE strengths, to clearly be able to prioritize. And it really makes such a difference. And it's been, again, great to see that shift for you. I know that you mentioned just a bit ago, the importance of the community and being with others who are also highly sensitive entrepreneurs, as well as, having a coach team and a mentor who are HSEs as well. I'd love for you to just speak a bit about what has been most valuable about that for you, about being a part of the Business Miracles community of HSEs.
Well, it's a combination of several things, but it's the teachings and the mentoring that I get from you, Heather, and just listening to your voice as I go through the different foundational principles and the core practice trainings. It's very motivational, soothing, uplifting, but it's also being part of the community and the support from other members, as well as the support from the entire coach team, and also the accountability. Because as an entrepreneur, I could sit here and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But having the in the elite program, having the coach help me stay accountable, and also I have an accountability partner with another member of the community, and she and I we get along so well together. We're even going to be roommates again at the training retreat in a few weeks. So
Fantastic.
It's just been,
I love hearing that.
Wonderful to have that ongoing support. I couldn't have done it without that support.
I so appreciate just hearing the word support coming out of your mouth so many times. And because that is such the intentional design, the way that I have designed the mentoring programs, because, that is so needed for us as HSEs, but also very aligned support. And that's what I also hear you speaking to is, we're really looking to, not leave any stones unturned. And you also, are so fantastic when it comes to personal responsibility and really utilizing the support of the program. And I know I've really appreciated seeing you share on the forum that, as you're working on the photo organization for your clients, you're listening, to my voice, sharing the foundational principle trainings and core practice trainings. And I just so appreciate that. It really shows, your commitment and your diligence and again, that personal responsibility and participation in the program. And it's obviously paying off and continues to pay off in your growth and transformation. So, from this place that you now sit as this full-time business owner who didn't owe any taxes, what advice would you have for other HSEs who, might be listening and being like, I really feel like I have a gift to offer the world, but I'm confused about how to do it, or I just am not confident that I'll actually be able to create a sustainable income, or whatever their fears and doubts and concerns might be. What would you say to them from your experience?
My experience is don't try to go it alone. I had been in my corporate position, I was working from home, and I didn't have anybody to bounce ideas off of, talk to, help me with support. And I did have my coworkers, but they were remote as well. So I didn't have that level of support. And it can be very lonely when you first start a business working from home. And it was the Business Miracles community and the support from them and the coaches and yourself. You're always there to help. You're always there if I have a question, if I need some guidance somewhere. So I would say don't try to do it alone. There are, this is a wonderful group of people to help, to be there, to be the foundation to help you grow, similar to, my journey.
Yeah. And again, that part that you've spoken to about, a group of people, a community, a coach team, myself, who get you as a highly sensitive and know what you need and don't, shame you or try to make you feel weird for needing to work the way that you need to work, to create the success that you've created. So it's really beautiful. Well, before we wrap for today, I also just want to share that, a part of my being able to witness your transformation and success is really so personally gratifying to me, because I personally have had the opportunity to be one of your clients and to be served by your incredible gift. You really, truly are so gifted at what you do and the way that you do it. And I just have so much appreciation for all of your highly sensitive skills, because I've realized from working with you and having you creating albums for me, the first was a wedding album 12 years after I got married. So it really, really needed you. And, and now you're working on some of my childhood photos. And it's a very vulnerable act to have someone else, supporting you with really capturing and preserving, these moments of your life that are personal, that are important. And so I just so appreciate, the way that you show up from your HSE strengths. And again, that I have personally been able to experience your work. It would be heartbreaking to me if you weren't out there doing it, serving in such a beautiful way and being successful at it. So I just, I'm so glad that you're available for all of your sacred contracts, your clients who need you. And so with that in mind, Caren, where can listeners find out more about you and the work that you're doing as an HSE and this photo organizer extraordinaire that you are?
Well, first of all, thank you for the kind words. I do love what I do. That's why I do it. It's my passion to help people preserve their photo memories. So I can be found, my business name is Memory Lane Photo Solutions, and that's the name of my website, memorylanephotosolutions.com. And I also can be found under that same name on Facebook and Instagram.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being willing to be here today and for so willingly and vulnerably sharing your story and your journey as a highly sensitive entrepreneur. And I'm just really excited for everything that's still to come for you, Caren.
Thank you so much, Heather. Really appreciate it.
Beautiful. Until next time. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of A Course in Business Miracles. If you're ready to learn how to use your highly sensitive abilities to support you in being purposeful, profitable, and empowered rather than scattered, poor, and undervalued, take my free self-quiz to find out if you are indeed a highly sensitive entrepreneur. And if you are, along with your quiz results, you'll receive my free HSE Success Guide, which will teach you how to have your highly sensitive abilities working for you to create the results you desire in your business. Take the quiz and receive your free success guide now at www.hsequiz.com.